Now that we've completed the foundation stage of this program, we're moving into a new stage, which I think of as the cognitive phase. And that's really because it has to do with thought processes on a gross level. Gross meaning that's more obvious than the subtle aspects of mind. But even the thoughts themselves can be very subtle, and they color our life. And the way we think and what we believe causes us to feel certain ways, to respond to situations in certain ways, and to take certain actions, which can have a continued effect on the rest of our life. So looking at the beliefs that we have towards certain events, towards people, towards ourselves, how we respond to it, and clearing that up or putting it in perspective can actually bring us a lot of relief throughout the rest of our life. If we undo some of these habitual ways of thinking about or judging certain situations or circumstances, we can immediately affect our minds and our emotional response to life. Some of the meditations will be related to what's called cognitive distortions, and these are the inaccurate mental perceptions of situations. And if you happen to be a therapist or have been in therapy, you will know what cognitive distortions are. There's a long list of them, and some of these will be addressed in the coming meditations that we're going to do together. Then there are other practices we're going to do that don't fall into that subset of cognitive distortions, but they're still quite mental. They're still about thinking in a certain way or evaluating ourselves in some deeply held beliefs we have, looking at how we think and how does that affect us on a deeper level. So that's what this next phase of practice is about. The way we'll approach these meditations in this next phase is we'll develop our state of relaxation and concentration, because that's really what's happening. The more we relax, the more we're able to concentrate and place our mind on something like the feeling of the breath in and out. So we'll develop our concentration for about 10 or 15 minutes just by doing the practice you're already familiar with. Then we'll switch our attention over to the question at hand, the particular cognitive distortion that we're looking to resolve or investigate. And even if you don't suffer from this particular cognitive distortion, maybe it's not something that happens to you, it's not a way you think, doing this meditation is a way to prepare you in case it does occur to you in the future. And the reason we're dealing with cognitive distortions in these meditations is because often when we get distracted during meditation, maybe we're arguing with something or we're thinking about a certain situation, we're applying one of our unknown cognitive distortions to the situation. So we're sort of using the mind to resolve the mind. We're using thinking to resolve thinking. And that's kind of one of the more shallow levels of mind in terms of meditation. It's very thinking, very heady, but still we can do a lot of work at this level.